Good morning, welcome to Monday, the 21st of October, week 43 of the year. Obviously been picking over the weekend, so I'm currently sitting at 9 orders to pick, 372 lots, so it's going to take, what's that, maybe 4 or 5 hours worth of picking and stuff like that, which ain't too bad. Pretty much new parts as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from Bricklink and 3 on Brickowl. One of the Brickowls is fairly substantial at 1,700 parts, 201 lots. A re-brickable purchase. Good value, but that's a lot of lots to be picking. So that's got to be done as quickly as possible. Been a morning of kind of going to appointments, and that's going to continue through the day, so it's going to be a little bit interrupted. This was the one order that was picked earlier in the week, which is some kind of wings thing. I don't know who they're from. Does it say? No. Wings from an eagle of some variety. No idea what that is. Maybe that was one of those CMFs. Don't know. Anyway, that's where we're at. It's the typical mess in here. But it is definitely a week that I want to get stuck into an awful lot. All of this stuff is listed on eBay. I've been doing some part ordering as well. This mess needs to be sorted. I am going to try and get Mrs. Yellow Brick Road to help me sort out that category sort from, what was it from again? The Imperial 75190, wasn't it? There was 2 of those. Anyway, we had the first New Zealand and Australia. I keep saying it that way around for some reason. Australia and New Zealand Bricklink sellers Zoom call at the weekend. There was about 16 sellers turned up of all sorts of stages of and sizes, which was really good. From Hibiscus Bricks in New Zealand, who has only been open 10 days, and I wonder if they're on the Hibiscus coast. Which is kind of where I used to live. In fact, it was where I used to live. So I didn't ask, but that's interesting. Who else did we have? We did have Daniel from Brick Warehouse, obviously Australia's largest seller, of which everyone will be familiar with the fact that I am blocked from their store from buying, because they want to focus on selling to builders and not store people. Anyway, he had a lot of interesting things to say. And as I've said a million times, it's kind of his prerogative who he allows to shop in his store. But we had lots of people, about 4 or 5 from New Zealand, the rest from Australia. Mixture of new and used sellers. So it was a good first call, and there'll be another one in a month's time. So if you are a seller and you are interested in joining that, head over to Facebook and join the Australian Bricklink Sellers Facebook page, where Noah from the Brickshed and I will be posting updates on the next one. So that's where we're at. Definitely want to try and get some parts in the store today. Oh, not today, this week. We are starting at 577082. Slightly down on the lots from last week, but significantly down on the parts. We were sitting at about 584 last week, so it's been a good solid week of sales. Definitely an upturn, and this month is already outperformed last month, which I may have said in the last vlog. I can't remember. There's a lot going on, isn't there? Brick Arena sold his store to East Midlands Brick Hire, and all of that. Changing times. What a time to be alive, people. So let's get stuck into the orders, and I'll show you how we're going through the day. Plenty to do. Okay, orders done. It's gone postage time, having said that. It did take me a little while to crack through that large order, but anyway, this one is off to Switzerland. Interesting enough. Basic parts, tan, dark tan, reddish brown, and a couple of dark pink pieces. Someone obviously building some kind of Quidditch situation mock. A lot of flags, a lot of dishes, those bricks with the studs on the front, and a whole lot of flags. And obviously those shields, tiles, things that were in those kind of foldable book Harry Potter sets. This one predominantly dark blue grey with a little bit of light, bright light orange in there. Gonna say that's some kind of vehicle. This one predominantly black with all sorts of other things in good quantity. Simple, straightforward one. Another really mixed bag, more of those reddish brown telephones. As soon as they come in, they seem to go out, which is great in that one. And in this one, it is a bag of used and then a selection of new. A mixture of new and used in that one. Again, kind of very Star Warsy colours. And then the big one, which is off to the States, a whole heap of black, lots and lots. A little bit of dark blue grey, some light blue grey, including one of those weird and wonderful kind of pivot hinge things. Some white, and then a whole array of other colours, which I've just bundled together because none of them were in great quantity. Perhaps dark red and tan being the largest. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 orders in all. The Quidditch one was actually 2 orders put together. So a couple of these are coming through the day, and I've just continued picking. So I can still get to the post office before it closes. I just need to pack everything up, but we'll see how long that takes me. It may be that I drop these at the post office in the morning, because I'm feeling pretty wiped out after a bit of a heavy session Sunday night. Picking with a hangover is not recommended. You've got to go slow, that's for sure. So did it to myself. Found a couple of interesting potential anomalies in my inventory, saying that I have none of those in stock, and there they are, and saying I'm out of those dark red curved slopes as well, and there they are. So just got to go back in and check that that's correct. And I haven't you know, sometimes Bricklink, it's kind of remains a thing, isn't accurate for some reason. And you see that on Brick Freedom as well. Sometimes it's completely wrong, but I can double check it and get that corrected if need be once I've got all of these packed up. Good afternoon, Tuesday. I've been working this morning, so kind of thankfully Tuesday was being its normal self and being slow. So 3 orders in, 1 pending, so that's where we're at, kind of probably as normal a Tuesday as it gets. The first one is just 33 of those thin lift arms. This one is a collectible minifigure, the Eagle Knight type situation, and then this one is a parts order with an astromech there, and then quite an array of little parts, which is all good. So easy picking that was this morning, got that out of the way really quickly. And then the order that is to come is 1,261 items in 11 lots. So again, kind of more of a volume pick. I haven't done anything else because I've been working away, and I've just spent the last little while figuring out the September performance video, which I'm about to record before I go to the post office. I did find those in the inventory listed on Bricklink, so that kind of pick sheet that said I had none left was incorrect. I don't know how that happens, but it does happen from time to time. Interestingly, I was having a discussion with Noah about whether or not if someone's clearing you out, you count them all, or whether or not you just kind of tip the entire container in. And that in itself, obviously, given that there was only 3 or 4 in the order and it said I had none left, it's obvious that there was a discrepancy. But if it was a bit nearer, you know, like say they were doing 150 and kind of you had 170 and Bricklink's inventory was incorrect on its pick sheet, then that would be a bit of an issue. It's definitely something I've come across more than once. I don't know if anyone else has. If you have, let me know down below. Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's just a bug in the system. I have no idea, but I'd be interested to know if anyone else has experienced the same kind of issues with some inventory parts. Anyway, Bricklink store sales recap to come. Just been doing all of September's accounting and all of that needs to be done. Oh, the fun and games. But other than that, it's fairly steady. It's a bit of a chilly day actually. I almost needed to put a jumper on, given that it's down to like 20 degrees or something. But I'm going to record this, get this uploaded, and then continue with the work. I wait for that pending order to be paid before I get stuck in and pick that. But I might get Mrs. Yellowbit Road to help me, because some of those quantities are pretty chunky. 587 studs. Don't fancy that. 174 trans clear round bricks. Again, I don't fancy counting any of those. So I might enlist some help. Okay, I shall crack on with this and get into the next thing. A little while later, I think is the phrase. Anyway, just been enjoying Brickshed's latest vlog. Good plug of the brick sellers get together. Got one order come in from another Bricklink store, which is completing that order that I was missing the parts for. It's wrapped up in brown paper, which is an interesting one, and then it's in some kind of sandwich bag situation. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of those as well. So yeah, paper. I know I should recycle it, but I just can't be. Anyway, 2 pab orders as well. I'll try and do these one-handed. First one is a whole bunch of light blue grey dishes, some of those turret pieces, some dark blue slopes, and some sand blue. Are they sand blue or mid blue? Not sure. Slopes. And the other one is a bit of an assortment. They were in the other order the other day, weren't they? Some more blue slopes. Some there. These come in 2 separate bags, right? So usually they would come as bestsellers or other parts, but these have come in 2 separate bags. 2 bags. But they're the same order. And there's those blue bricks there, and they're in there as well. Interesting. And the rest of it just looks like those kind of jumper plates with 2 on, and those bars with the bit on the end, and some more of these green ones which were in an order the other day. Oh, and some of those hiding away. So just a small parts order, restocking things that are easier to come by from Lego, so that's good. Those dishes, well needed. That allows me to complete that order for the buyer and get that shipped away tomorrow. And so I'll get a BSX file of this lot done and we'll have a look. So parts all in the BSX file with a grand total of 550 items, 33 lots. As you'll see, I'm splitting some of these into used, changing the pricing accordingly, still making a profit on the parts. But what that does is, in cases where this is a part that I have no used in, it's giving me a small quantity of used to improve the lot count a little bit and perhaps attract some more sellers. A bit of an experiment this, so we'll see how it goes on specific parts that we've done this to. It is Wednesday and quite a busy Tuesday night, to be fair. Busier than usual. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orders. I think I may have, I can't remember if I've showed you some of these or not already. Anyway, this one is the order that's now complete. The parts arrived yesterday, so that one can get off to that buyer. When did they buy that? 10 days ago. So that's took a while, but not everyone's shipping is super speedy. So quite a few in Brickowl. I was bemoaning Brickowl yesterday when I was doing a performance kind of video, but it's pulled its socks up and done a good one today. Some bright light blue parts, kind of clearing me out with most of those. No idea where most of them came from either. A small order of parts, mixed colours, and yeah, interesting little bunch. This one is a selection of baseball caps, and then I think it was like 100 and something, maybe 120 2x4s and maybe 50 2x2s in there, all in white. This one has a bit of a classic police station feel to it. A couple of motorbike wheels, a white pillar. Yeah, I think that could be like that classic police station that had like the jail and stuff like that in it. The biggest order in terms of parts, clearing me out of trans dark blue, trans clear studs, and trans clear round bricks, and then clearing me out of those type of sloped curves and a whole other kind of array of dark brown, clearing me out of quite a few things in that one getting a tile. This one is off to Austria, and it's one of these, I don't know if anyone else experiences this as well, you kind of get this information about an IMO number, and I keep having to look online to see what you do with it properly. So I might do a little how-to video about that, because that might be useful. And then probably the most interesting order of the day or night was a sticker sheet from 75290, a Tobias Beckett minifigure, a Rebel Trooper, Battle of Endor battle pack, a X-Wing instructions, and is that Kylo Ren's shuttle instructions? For that one, a assortment of parts, including a lot of strings and things like that. Probably some kind of Endor base, perhaps, and then a whole wodge of very varied accessories, lightsabers, cups, blasters, some chrome hilts. They're going well at the moment, aren't they? So that's a quality order, one for Austria, this one and that one, certainly super interesting orders, which is cool. So get those sorted out for the post. I'm actually going to deliver those eBay purchases that are sitting around there. The guys agreed to pay me to deliver them, which is good. Some parts that came in late last night. I've already done the BSX file whilst I was lying in bed last night. Just worked through that and did the counting and whatnot. So they're all ready to be put into the store. I just need to finish the locations on the lots that I don't have. And then that's probably going to be all I'm going to get done today, because I need to do some work. But getting some parts in will be good. Getting the post off will be good. And then do that delivery. And then really the afternoon is going to be finishing up the project that I'm working on for the first stage anyway. So it'll probably be a little bit quiet for the rest of the day. But I will be back as soon as I've got that out of the way. Welcome to Thursday. It is before midday. Orders picked, some eBay orders packed and ready to be dropped off. Those bigger ones are going Sendle. The cost difference between Australia Post and Sendle for large parcels is just incredible. 4 kilos each of those large boxes, as you can see. $28, the equivalent on Australia Post, more than double. So one to bear in mind if you are shipping large orders or eBay stuff. Sendle does offer better value at times, and they'll come and pick them up if you want. I'm going to drop them off whilst I'm out and about, so it's fine. But yeah, a pickup would be a nice little addition for things which I guess if you were a bit more remote and not kind of walking distance from a post office like I am, then Sendle coming and collecting every other day a bunch of orders or whatever it is would be a useful thing to have. Anyway, on to today's orders. Where are we at? That was a Thursday night, 6. So we're tracking about 6 a day so far this month, which is an improvement on last month for sure, which is good. and what that has meant is being able to pick quite quickly this morning. Also did some work, but charged through the orders, none of them particularly large, as you will see. This one is a repeat buyer who is a store in the UK, and then they fulfill, I'm guessing there must be parts missing from orders this side of the world, and then they get them shipped from here perhaps, because this one is going to New Zealand, whereas the last time it was just Australia. But those 10 Technic 2L axles with friction pin are off to New Zealand. Sticking on the Technic tip, 3 parts, 10 of each, straightforward. Another smaller parts order, domestic letter, that's why they're all snapped together. Some bricks, some axles, and a couple of those 3x3 circular tiles. Almost the most interesting, probably the joint most interesting. A couple of those printed containers, and a whole bunch of other things. Clearly someone completing a Star Wars set of some variety. Largest order, not particularly large, at 84 parts, 3 lots. Clearing me out of those plates with the hinge, some tiles and some other hinge plates, those kind of long 1x3 ones with a little hinge on the top. And then this one is a bunch of accessories, a Spider-Man, a printed flat silver tile, which I have no idea where it's from, and 3 of those 16 by 32 base plates. And that's it. So 6 orders, all done and dusted. As I've said, Sendle all fixed up. Not too many things running out this week, despite there being quite a good week in terms of order numbers, perhaps not volume. And I found this sticker sheet in amongst my instructions, which I think I was missing a long time ago when someone tried to buy it. So that's got to go back in the store. And then I've run out of things to do, haven't I, before I have to get stuck into all of this stuff. So it's a choice between putting in that category sorted dark blue grey, or sorting through the remnants of the X-Wing, which is in there, and I actually fancy that's probably the way to go. Start with that bucket. It's been there the longest. Just shutting the cupboard door. I'm not ready to start on that bucket yet, and decide what to do with the Venator and the Hyperdrive Starfighter. Yeah, those two need some thinking about, and then kind of sort out this stuff in here. Given that the dark red is such a brittle part from yesteryear, that was probably a good one to go through, and I need to sort through that during daylight, because some of the discoloration will be significant on the light blue grey. So next things next. First things first, whatever the phrase is. Get these sorted out for the post, added to my pile, and then go and drop everything off and come back and crack on with getting some of the parts that have been loitering around back in the store, and well, not back in the store, in the store, and off of the floor, so there's a bit more room in here, so I can have a tidy up really, and perhaps even hoover, who knows. Right, I'm going to continue with that and I'll get back to you. Hello, welcome to Friday. Late start for today. It's 11:45 already. The wife had a specialist appointment, and then we went and did an errand or two, and then and now we're back here, ready to pick for a little while. Just going to see how much I can get through today before the end of the post, really. So 12 orders, 274 lots. Really, that's 3 to 4 hours worth of picking and packing. I cleared out a fair old amount of the used stuff yesterday, kind of worked through a lot of that. I didn't tackle the dark blue grey, and the light blue grey is still to be category sorted, but I did go through and sort out all of the other colours, of which I put a fair few into the store last night. So let's just go to the store, bear with me while I just change screens here. We did manage to have quite an impressive lot count last night, It's gone down a couple this morning, but we're up to 14,220. So I managed to get it over that 14,200 mark, which is pretty good. And as you can see from the orders, there's been 12 orders, which is a lot of orders for a day by any stretch of the imagination, taking the average up to 6.1 for the month, which is pretty good, up from 4 point something last month, which was a bit of a shocker. 153 is 11 orders past where we were last year, so we've kind of reached last month's target with a week to go, which is what we did last month as well. So that's pretty good, positive trend as far as it can be a trend. Anyway, lots of things to pick and stuff like that, and a busy weekend ahead as well. So I'm going to crack on with orders, get done what I can get done before the post goes, get those off, and then do the rest through Saturday. Post office is open on a Saturday, so it does allow me to get things moving continuously. So let's get on with it. Good morning, Saturday. Yesterday kind of got a little bit hijacked, run away with, whatever the phrase is, with a couple of medical appointments that I needed to take the wife to. So police, ambulance. So I did get that many picked. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 picked, 4 still to pick. Not particularly difficult to pick. One of them is 129 lots. The others are all under 30 lots and under 500 parts. So shouldn't take me too long to get that boxed off and finished up and catch up. Post office is open until 2 today, so there's no desperate rush. But it is, what time is it? It's 9:30 a.m. This order also arrived yesterday from another Bricklink store. Technic bricks in there, some black 1x2 plates, some 1x3 bricks, and whatever they are classed as. I put them into the store last night, but I didn't put them away because it's pretty straightforward to put away. So I'm just going to do that first and then get on with picking. First off the rank will be part 2 of this order, which is for Russell. I'm suspecting Tatooine has gone all Western, because we've got a lot of horses and the Lone Ranger, and the parts in his second order to add to that one are similarly kind of Western feeling, as in cowboy hats and spurs on boots, not Western as in geography. But you kind of knew that, didn't you? I didn't need to explain that. Also got some great news from Noah from the Brick Shed. If you haven't checked out his vlogs, go and do it. He does do some quality time-lapse stuff. Must have some kind of head-mounted camera or something to do it. Anyway, great news from him last night around the next Australia and New Zealand Bricklink sellers Zoom call. We're going to have a very special guest, kind of someone everyone will be familiar with in the Bricklink selling world, and especially in the vlog world, for that huge name, joining us for our meeting, answer some questions or whatever we come up with. So Noah and I are going to catch up this week coming and just talk about the next meeting and what kind of the theme or topics or how to manage it with a guest. So that's really cool. But other than that, it's the usual things, isn't it? Still got to do all of that. Still got to finish those tubs that are down the back there, and still need to do this week's parts ordering. For those of you that have seen me do this for a while, given that I was kind of trying to be a bit more strategic, the items with crosses next to them are the ones that we are out of completely. So that's how many lots have been emptied from the store in the last week. The ones without crosses are frequently selling but running low stock, so priority is those that's cleared out, followed by whatever we had left, which pretty much, I don't know whether I've spoken about this already or not, but a lot of it is going to be driven down by a percentage of revenue, trying to manage budgets, trying to build up a little bit of a buffer in case big deals come along or there's a set on a great deal that we could part out and make a lot of money of. Just trying to increase that, and obviously my kind of work helps bring investment in. But again, kind of approaching Christmas, a wife, 2 kids to supply with presents and goodies. Important time to be banking a bit of cash, really. So that's the plan. So first things first, let's get these put away and then into the orders, and then I'll run through the orders when they're all done. Okay, it's just gone 10:30. Those final orders picked. Quite pleased with myself. 129 lots, 800 and something parts in 33 minutes. So pretty chuffed with that in terms of a picking rate. Certainly helps when it's all new, because it's all in locations, which is part of the reason why that kind of shift to location based used is happening in the background to make me more efficient. So I'm going with hard out Star Wars kind of thing, judging by all the kind of wedge plates and brackets and things. But as you can see, a whole load of dark blue grey, a little smattering of Technic pins and some black parts, a couple of trans parts, this one getting the tile obviously, and then light blue grey following a similar pattern, a few Technic parts, wedge plates, brackets, tiles. Similar kind of scene here, dark blue grey, a couple of those kind of don't know, walker type legs, a pivot. This could well be a UCS or something, ATST type thing. I'm thinking, judging by that. Obviously Brick Wars has just released his version of that as well, so could be a popular part in the coming months. Very Christmassy on this one. A lot of green, a lot of dark green, some white, some red, and some kind of Christmassy tree type colour building stuff. Cool little order. This one going all out on the dark orange. 101 by bricks and 247 clearing me out of the 1x2, and there are some I think they call them snot bricks, no idea why, but I believe so. Jetpack and Sabine Wren's pearl dark grey helmet in that one. Another one that's all white, everything clearing me out of those longer curved slopes. 100, this was kind of high quantities, this one. 100 1x6s, 50 bricks with the things on the side, whatever that is. Interesting, could be Hoth, could be Snow Scene, who knows. Domestic letter Jenga job here, a load of plates, bricks, a lot of dark blue grey, tan, and a little bit of Technic black and bricks. Interesting. This one is Russell's order. Clearly some kind of fort going on by all the log bricks, all the circular bricks, a little bit of tan. Clearing me out of those horses that spent some time being re-whitened and stuff like that. They're finally going, along with some lightsaber blades, a Lone Ranger, and some accessories and some wheels for a wagon. Yeah, that one, just small parts order. This one is 10 dark blue spacemen, including the hands to replace all of them. Actually, since this order came in, I have received a load of dark blue helmets. They're not straight up space helmets, they're kind of those scramble bike helmets from the city sets, but they make a great helmet for your dark blue spaceman. If anyone's interested, they're in the store. Clearly someone putting together an old Star Wars ship of some variety, very precise picking of parts. And the final one, which I believe is going overseas, maybe America. Again, that's quite a small order, some dark brown cheese slopes, some of those triangle road signs with the clip as opposed to the other version of those, and a couple of weapons in that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 orders from yesterday. And today, given that it is already it's approaching 11:15, we haven't had any. So boom or bust thing continues. This kind of day where it goes crazy seems to vary quite wildly at the moment. Sometimes it's the weekend, sometimes it's a Thursday, sometimes it's any old day. So Friday was the day, it seems, this week that things went crazy, which is great. just got to do all the posts for this and then get that away and then try and do some more of this used stuff. I would really like to clear the decks on all of this. What I have decided with these sets in here, so there is the Jedi Interceptor with Hyper Ring with the Django and the Boba Fett. There are some of these little vignettes that are quite interesting. There is, what else have we got in here? Is this the TIE Bomber? Yeah, TIE Bomber, the old school one. There is a 8039 Venator in there. There are some Bad Batch brickheads, and there is a modular build for an antiques shop, which is that. What I've decided to do with all of those is I think I'm actually going to build them and sell them as kind of completed sets. I think that could be the way to go with that, because parting them out and adding them to the used inventory is pretty slow going, and I'm conscious of not going too hard on the used despite having quite a lot of used. You know, I've also got the UCS Slave, the Imperial Shuttle, the AT-ST UCS and the Millennium Falcon, all in the storage unit that could be built and sold as sets, including the Death Star. There is Harry Potter's original castle in there. There's a load, all of the modular buildings are in there as well, so there's a lot of builds that could be built and sold or displayed, depending on how I feel about it. Probably keep the modulars and a couple of the UCS at least. But yeah, there's a lot of parts, and bringing them into the store is an awful lot of processing, which I really just don't have time for, or the patience, if I'm honest. So gonna have a think about how best to do that. Maybe just the sets and the set up and they're photographed and then broken down and sold as bagged things. I know that's something other stores do quite successfully, especially on the high value sets. But I guess it's a little side project to have a think about. There's a fair amount of tidying up needed, as ever. Still waiting on those parts to come from Germany. They are sitting in the depot at Sydney now, so they're not too far away. So that'll be able to be built as well, and then perhaps sold like that. Who knows? Or I might keep it, because I think it might go in value if they are going to release another Jango Fett's Slave in the future. Yeah. So there we are. That's where we're at. Let's get the postage done for this, get all this away, and then move on to finishing off, kind of getting these bits that we do have already lying around sorted, so that next week we can perhaps tackle some part outs and show you what sets are sitting in the background waiting to go in the store. But that'll be a this next week job, simply because I need to start shifting the storage unit tomorrow as well. I need to do a little bit of that, and through the week, given that kind of it finishes, the old one, the overpriced one, finishes on Saturday, next Saturday. So a week today, I've got a week to move the storage unit. So as ever, as I always say, and I'm probably repeating myself, there's always a lot to do, but that's good. So we're going to crack on, get these all packed up and away, and then on to the next thing, despite it being a glorious, glorious Saturday, which might mean I have to go to the pub at some point, or the beach, one of the two, but we'll see. Okay, 10 to 4 on Saturday late afternoon. All of that light dark blue grey gone, those tubs at the end gone, little pile of sorting cups there, and everything kind of uploaded. A lot of Technic pins and massing, which is good, but otherwise pretty good. So I've been putting things up as I've gone along, to be honest. So as you can see, this is everything that's been done, and the dark blue grey is just going in, which is a further 977 parts, 106 lots, so a fair few lots. So let's just give that the usual mass upload. Try and do this over my phone or through my phone all the way, and see what we get to for the end of Saturday, which might be the end of me recording for the weekend. I don't know. we've got one order in from Kiwi Phil, pretty decent order. So there we go, notifications sent out, and let's have a look what that's done to the store and the lots. So we have got back up to 578, which is above where we started this week. The lot count is way up, having put in so much used, 14,414, so that's about just under 300 lots added this week, which isn't bad whatsoever. As I say, one order in, still to do. Cut and paste this into my additions so I know exactly what I've added and what I haven't. So far that used bulk is 1,800 parts, 254 lots. Value not so amazing, but that's used, isn't it? Unless you find some good gems. The one decent thing that I found, see if I can find it in the BSX file easily, is this. I think that is a minifigure like waistcoat, you know, like goes around the legs. Minifigure armor anti-blast camera it's called, but its average price is pretty impressive. So there we go, pretty good. Maybe back tomorrow to do one order in the morning before we wrap it up and do the vlog. Don't know. If it's not, thanks for watching, and if it is, I'll see you tomorrow.